Hello, traders. How we all doing today? Today we're just going to be doing another price action review of what happened on SPY and also on the big holders, and what a day it has been. Big move downward, a lot of bearish price action on the big holders, and as we've seen this past week, we've seen a major level get broken on SPY. That's going to be the level of 420. And now 416 also gets broken. If you ask me, if this continues, this could trigger a crash. I'm just saying. And if not a crash, at least a recession. But I would say a recession is worse than a crash because it's a little bit more long term. But either way, not good. Please like and subscribe if you appreciate this content. I would greatly appreciate it. Definitely helps a lot for my channel. But let's get right on to it. So, big thing on Tesla that I was watching was this 209 support level right here. And as you can see, we've completely blew right through that. And now the next level I'm going to be watching to see is if we retest 209 as resistance tomorrow. And if that's the case, then 195 is going to come quite fast for Tesla. Now, if we break up above this and gap upwards above 209, then I would expect 217-ish, or at least some consolidation between this range if we end up breaking up above this on the weekly. And if we close tomorrow above that, then I would expect a little bit more of a range. Next one that we're going to go over to is Apple. Apple absolutely crapped the bed today. Big move downwards, blew right past 169. And as I've been saying, if we broke 169, then the next big level was going to be 164. So 164 is now a level in play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these levels into purple because our levels are not currently in play. And what I'm going to do this weekend too is go over the charts again and draw out the zones on the weekly so it looks a little bit more neat and clean. But so the big levels I'm going to be watching is going to be 164 and 169. If we come up and retest 169 as a resistance level, then expect a lot more downward momentum to 164 and 156. Now, if we break above 169, then expect 171 if we touch that as a support level. Next one is going to be Microsoft. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Microsoft absolutely crapped the bed as well. And so the gap did get filled here. So, but it's just, is it really a gap fill though, considering what's been going on with the whole Israeli conflict and everything else with the economy and interest rates? I think Microsoft, this was a big bull trap. And it's going to absolutely start crapping the bed along with other holders. Now, I think long-term on a fundamental basis that Microsoft's a good pick. But I would expect 315 to come quite fast. But the first level we need to break down. To confirm that, it's going to be 324.54. So the levels I'm going to be watching for tomorrow, actually 325.38, excuse me. So the levels I would watch for tomorrow is going to be in yellow. So those levels are going to be 334 and 325.38. I think those are going to be critical levels to watch. I think that we're probably going to trade within this range. Now, if we break down 325, we'll highlight 315. 315 will come quite fast on Microsoft. Next one's going to be NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA, same with the other holders, crapped the bed, but showed strong support at 403. So the big level to watch tomorrow is going to be 403 and 410. If we end up treating those as a resistance level and push down to 385, then things are going to get very bad for NVIDIA. If we end up, I almost feel like that this is going to lead to a flagging pattern on NVIDIA. It looks like it wants to form a flag, but if we end up flagging on NVIDIA, then I would watch for the flag to come to 410 to 414 before pushing downward. But if we end up pushing upward, then I expect an upper limit of 410 and then 437, maybe trading this range for a bit. If we do push upwards. Now, McDonald's, I currently have a position in this one, as I've been saying. Now, the range I was watching, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, was 254.60 and 259.11. I'm still holding McDonald's as of now until it hits 249.52. I'm still long on them. And then my other position I bought too was I'm building a position into AMD. Now, Unfortunately, I bought at probably the worst time you probably could have bought. What I was expecting was that it was going to gap a little bit lower below the 200 EMA, then it was going to go upward. But turns out I was wrong. I bought right here, and it just crapped the bed right after. And yeah, so luckily this was more of a lotto trade. I wasn't really when it came to this trade, I wasn't really paying attention as much as I should have been. But at the end of the day, it was a very small position, and as like I said, I'm building up a position in them, so I'm going to be dollar cost averaging into AMD. So I'm not really worried about it. Even if it goes down, it's not really worrisome because it's going to eventually come right back up, and it's going to break up to new highs, and I'm going to make a crap ton of money on it. At least that's the thought process behind it. Last but not least, though, gotta go over SPY. So SPY, it absolutely crapped the bed today. Now, most important thing is 420 broke so far. 416 broke. You ask me, I think this is enough to trigger a crash. I really do. I think if we get another day of red tomorrow and 416 holds, it's going to get very ugly very fast, and a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. And it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun at all. But until that happens, just trade the price action. But the big thing to watch tomorrow is see if we get a 410 hold or if 416 gets treated as resistance or a support. But that's why I'm watching